Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Grant F here again. Been a while, but I am back with another review for you guys. And I know I've been meaning to get this review out for quite some time. I've mentioned it in my previous probably 2 or 3 videos, but I finally got to it. I've had a lot to say about this film because it really surprised me, A, how weak it did when it came out in theaters, and B, how many people have just never heard of this film. And I absolutely love the main actor that stars in this film. He's really showing, in the last probably 4 or 5, maybe even longer, 7 years, just how much of a range that he has as an actor. And that is Michael Shannon. And this is the review for The Iceman. This is based on the true story of hitman, contract killer Richard Kuklinski. He was a hitman for the mob in the 70s and the 80s, and he supposedly killed over 100 men. And that is, if there are, if there is any validity to that statement, that makes this guy like the most dangerous person alive, or was at one point, because he unfortunately died in prison. But, or I guess fortunately, because he's not here, that's actually a good thing. But yeah, the Iceman. Just look at the cast here. I mean, it's Michael Shannon for one, Winona Ryder, James Franco, Ray Liotta, Chris Evans is even in it. It's directed by Ariel Vroman, and he's. I watched a featurette on this Blu-ray. I think he's a Jewish director. He's from Israel, I believe. Very talented filmmaker. This is the only film by him that I've seen, but I was really blown away by his filmmaking style. It's almost like it almost feels like a documentary kind of feel to it. But it still feels like you're watching a movie and a story, but it just seems very real. It's nothing is. None of the fights or anything in this movie are like stylized or anything. It just feels very gritty and very raw. To get into the story of the Iceman, Michael Shannon plays Richard Kuklinski, who is running into some trouble with the local mob enforcer. I forget his name. Ray Liotta played him. I'm sorry, guys, I can't remember the guy's name. He was a real guy, but he starts out dumping pornos for the mob at an underground, film studio, and they basically force him with the threat of death to become a hitman for them and put out, contracts for them, and basically go around and collect debts. And if people don't pay up, then he basically just dispatches them. And all the while this is going on, he's leaving. Michael Shannon, Richard Kuklinski, is leading a completely normal life. He's married, he has 2 daughters, and his family had absolutely no idea what he was capable of and who he was. And that really is just kind of the main point of the film. I think is just really shows the 2 sides to Michael Shannon's character. Just really that the links that he went through to cover up his double life, and when it all came crashing down, and he got he, as you know, in real life, Richard Kuklinski was arrested and prosecuted in the 80s. His family was shocked. I mean, because they had absolutely no clue that he was doing all these horrible things. I would probably say, besides Michael Shannon, a standout to me would be Ray Liotta's character. He was friggin' awesome. He was basically Michael Shannon's boss, and there's kind of like a little subplot with like a kind of younger, protege that Ray Liotta kind of took in under his wing, a guy that he got off the streets and was working for him, and he's kind of put in a dilemma where he has to get rid of this person, and it's really difficult for him. And it was a really good scene, because even though Ray Liotta's character was such an evil, despicable person, he still had, cared for people that he had close relationships with, and people that had been with him for a while. He actually didn't want to see them go, and that was an interesting scene. If you guys have seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about, of course. But I highly, highly, highly recommend this movie. I rented it on my Xbox on Vudu and watched it, and then literally like 3 days later, I went out to Best Buy and bought it on Blu-ray. I liked it that much. It's it's really rare that I rent a movie and then go buy it. I mean that's saying something. I've probably watched this movie probably 3 times now, and I absolutely love it. I think one of the main reasons that I really like this film is because I remember when I was in high school, I watched a documentary on HBO with my dad called the Iceman Sessions, and it had the real Richard Kuklinski on tape talking to a psychiatrist about like his past, his parents, his childhood. He grew up in like a really abusive household. His dad was an alcoholic, and he basically just kind of shut himself off from the world. He just became this cold, calloused, ruthless person. And he was basically a product of a broken home and being in an environment where there was illegal criminal activity. It was just became the ultimate creation of just this perfect killing machine. I mean, he just was born to kill. I mean, really is what it boils down to, and it's what that documentary showed. And the psychiatrist even psychoanalyzed him and even basically explained to him why he was the way he was and how he was able to do it, to kill without a conscience, without even thinking about it or letting it affect him whatsoever. But yeah, guys, that is my review for the Iceman. I know I was kind of brief on the synopsis, but I definitely want you guys to see this because I don't want to spoil it any more than I already have. Hopefully not, but yeah, you guys let me know if you have seen the Iceman. It was one of my favorite movies of this year, and I don't know if it's going to get any Oscar nominations. I highly doubt it. I think 12 Years a Slave, Gravity, and Wolf of Wall Street, I'm sure are going to overshadow everything else. So, but yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of the Iceman. Hit me back with your thoughts, comments, and if you like what you see here and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be happy to upload more videos for you guys. All right, y'all have a good night, and have a Merry Christmas.